Hey guys, so I know y'all are gonna say this might be a cheap run, but for me this is my favorite weapon class. So this is a breather run for me, but also for documentation purposes. We had the good old question: can you beat Dark Souls with only great swords, curved great swords, and ultra great swords? Starting the run off, there's no class that starts with the great sword, so we choose a thief with the black fire bombs for the dex. We make our way up to Big Booty Bob as we give him a few spicy treats in the form of our black fire bombs. As he takes 5 of them in exchange, he gives us some souls and his hammer. Now that we have that sorted, we can start the run proper in Lordran as we arrive in Firelink. We'll make our way through the Undead Burg, making sure to grab some items, and proceed to the church where we will grind up some Titanite shards from the Baldur Knights as well as some levels, as this run is going to be dependent on armor and weapon upgrades. Once we get the +5 Zweihander, we freed Lautrec while we were grinding, so we head back down to the Firelink, right outside of Anastasia, and we give him a little boot to get things going. And he decides to give us the Fap Ring. Now for this part of the run that if I do a challenge run, I'm going to do this because it makes it a bit more challenging. But it is also very beneficial. Early pinwheel. Let's get this going. Before that, though, we're going to go see Nito before the Lord Vessel is placed so that we can get the Grave Lord Sword. It is a curved great sword, even though the name suggests it is a normal sword. So we can use it. Plus, it has a poison status effect. So if we need to swap in to try and get some chip damage off, we have that option. Anyways, honestly, Pinwheel didn't put up too much of a fight. We did decent damage and only got hit once. We take him down first ride, and he even gave us more stamina recharge with the Mask of the Child. After following a quick guide for the bonfire to the Tomb of the Giants, because Quentin knows I can't remember it normally, we get shoved right off the ledge of Apaches, grab the Skull Lantern to go get our prize, the Silver Serpent Ring. Now that we have the Silver Serpent Ring, we need to get out of the catacombs, and that's going to be the hard part, mainly getting past the Cartwheel Bros. After that very long and tedious climb out of the catacombs and the Tomb of Torture, we make it back to Firelink. Well, I guess let's go see our good old friend from the Izalith Pits, the Taurus Demon. We take care of his 2 minions up on top so we don't get shot in the back. Then we get smacked twice, and then we decide to wombo combo with the 4-piece, getting us the victory. With the Taurus Demon down, we can go visit the other Izalith Vacation, or the Capra Demon. We ended with 2 Estus, and essentially I thought we were going to lose the first attempt. So I made sure to open up the Firelink shortcut. But we pulled through, dealt with the 2 dogs in the room, and then took him down on the first try. As we proceed, we can either go do the gargoyles or we can go get the large ember to get more damage on our Zweihander, because we can't upgrade the Great Lord's sword yet. So let's go do the Gaping Dragon while we have get the large ember. As it is not to be expected, we still have to hit the damage drop off for this weapon, and we first try the Gaping Dragon. Honestly, GG's. Now with the large ember in our possession, we can now go see Andre, who can now turn with the large ember in Andre's possession, we go down to see Havel and notice he's hollow, so we put him down. To be fair, I can't remember whether the Dragon Great Sword was in the Great Hollow or on the Hellkite Drake Bridge. So we shoot off his tail, only to realize it's the straight sword variation, not the Great Sword. So no dice there. So we take down the Hellkite Drake, because we don't need to use him for soul grinding this run. Second try though, very hard. Next up on our quest is the Bell Gargoyles. As we ascend the church, we handle the Dreglings, enter the boss room, only for this boss fight to take 5 hits. Honestly, it only took as long as it did because I wanted to try to get the tail weapon. You know, it is a halberd, if I'm not mistaken. Or an axe. Sadly, we didn't get it. And with what it's... And with that, it's time to ring the bell to the church. We decide to make our way back to the asylum to do a good bit of cleanup, such as getting the Iron Band Ring for Quail exit area and any other area we gotta deal with water. We also take care of the Stray Demon, which we do good damage with the Zweihander, so we just some patience and making sure to heal as soon as we get into the room. We take the Stray Demon down on the second try. Get us an early game Titanite slab. As well as we also make sure to grab the doll. After we make it to Blighttown, though, through the back door, we take a few minutes to grind some large Titanite shards to get this Y-Hunter to plus 10 before we meet Quailag. Our damage should be good since we're 2/3 of the way to the max level for this weapon. And with about 400 damage per swing, we are able to keep our footing and handle Quailag with ease. First try 1 Estus. With her defeated, we can go past her arena and go ring the second bell for the funhouse. Yeah, and I totally didn't forget for a majority of this run to go see her sister. That's foreshadowing. With that bell rung, let's go see Cecil. Let's see how he's holding up. Also, it seemed like he wanted us to take the gold hem to set, which is strange, as normally for the run he doesn't. But, I guess we were wrong. After he made the first swing, we lured him off the edge to let him jump, only for us to reduce his poise to nothing as he falls off and clears the area of lava below for later. I do want to make a quick detour into New Londo, as there are two things I want to grab here before we go much further. The Cursed Bite Ring and the Very Large Ember. So we go take care of that, get the seal key, take care of that, bada bing bada boom. We're set for post-game for a good bit. And I guess with the bells rung, we can either go to Sense Fortress or the forest outside of Andre's workshop. I'm gonna go do the forest. First up, being the Moonlight Butterfly. Okay. 512 HP per swing. And that took a third of her health. Okay, so I guess Moonlight Butterfly only has about 1500 health. So, I'm definitely over-leveled and over-equipped for this. After we make it back to Andre, we purchase the Covenant Seal of Artoris, allowing us to go challenge Sif. We don't need to yet, but to help clean the area up, where it'll leave us less bosses later on, let's go visit her now. Sif gives us a good feel for how damage is going to go for this fight, as she does win the first round, as she normally does. But however, we stick between her thigh gaps and claim victory on the rematch, landing us the ring for the 4 kings, and the soul is what we need for another great sword to make later on. now with all the main bosses done up to the funhouse, I guess it is time to proceed through it. I want to start wearing the stone armor. It does give us a lot of defenses as well as a very good poise. Because this is where enemy damage is really going to pick up. As we do clear out the Titanite demons in the underbelly to make sure we have the demon Titanite for that Greatsword that we use Sift Souls for. Because I want to use it because I've not really used that Greatsword at all before. So, bear with me on that. And we do one tap the snakes going through with one heavy attack, so... yeah, getting through wasn't that bad this time. We do make sure to go get the cage shortcut, just know we can get back if we need to. And the golem reminds me gravity exists for the first fight. Only for us to come back and we knock him down a peg. Quite literally. Now that's done, we are in Orlando, where we have some cleanup here to do, mainly in the chest and the 2 rooms besides the bonfire, which we take care of. After that, we do go see the new gargoyles and the painting guardians. Oh god, and the silver archer bastards. Oh hey, how you doing, Solaire? Once we make it through, once we make it to the spiral staircase, we do the O and S skip, just so that we can get through the shortcut and not have to worry about a lot of clean out. We do help Siegmeyer, I forget which version, clear out the room, as I wanted to do his questline this game, or this run, but it got messed up. Because one of the Chaos Eaters decided to kill itself later on in the run. But, anyways, now that we have that done, we can go see our good old friend, the giant blacksmith. By using the broken straight sword at +10, we can actually get Artorias' sword. Or the cursed sword. I think it might just be the sword of Artorias. Anyways, we get that sucker to +5, only to realize we need 20 intelligence and 20 faith to use it properly. Well, I guess it's time to go see Biggie and Smalls, see how we do. Okay. Damage is really good. But we wanted to get that Hornet Ring, so we were trying to take out Biggie first. But first 2 runs he kept playing Keep Away, and Ornstein kept poking us to death. So on the 3rd run, Ornstein decided to take the ranged approach, and Biggie decided, yeah, now I'm going to be up in your face, which is what we wanted. We took Biggie down on the 3rd try first, so we were able to get the Hornet Ring with Super Smalls. 3rd try, I'm actually very happy it worked out that way. Ugh. Now that we have the Lord Vessel, we have numerous pathways I think we should go see. First of them being Seathan and Orlando. We're already in the area, we may as well go see him. We tried to talk to him about his staffing options again, and he curses us for it. Thinking that trying to tell him that maybe some free will, some non-crystallized creatures would do a better defense. Now that we break out of the cell, race through the archives, and to get to the bonfire to warp out. As we also get down to Seath's lair, as he does have another weapon for us. The Moonlight Greatsword. And, god damn it! This thing was a bitch to cut off. I kid you not. From here up until we kill Seath, I have tried at least twice on trying to kill him, or to even just get the tail weapon. So for every one of these next bosses we do, I'd went into his boss room twice, trying to get that tail weapon. Do keep that in mind. So, I'm going through the footage right now, and this is kind of off script. But we ended up, I forgot to cover Gwendolyn, in which we did take him down second try, and we ended up going back, because first time our magic defense on the stone armor was not good. But however, going back with Havel's armor, we took care of Gwendolyn second try, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I just need to put this in here so that we had coverage on it. So, with that being said, I think it's time we go see Priscilla, who only takes 6 hits to take down, and we also managed to get her tail weapon very easily. Too bad we can't use it, because it's a dagger! Now, with that being said, after the 2 obligatory 2 attempts to get the tail cut, we go see Nito. And this is why I got Artorias' sword. His sword will actually keep the Tonys down. So we move into Nito, as we wanted to try to get the Mask of the Father from the Pinwheels, but I don't think they can drop it. So, and with being the Lord of Death, we do decide to go through and get Nito with the Greatsword of Artorias. So, yeah, 1v1, and honestly, we did good damage with the plus 5 Artorias Greatsword compared to the damage he was dishing out. Now, that being said, let's pump all these souls into Vitality, because we need it. With our health not looking too good, we should do some of these other bosses, and with hitting Seath in between each one. So let's go to the Izalith Gauntlet. 3 bosses, 6 more attempts on Seath's tail. First up, Big Booty Bob Extra Spicy Flavor. And honestly, with only getting hit 3 times, because he kept trying to do the magic slams, which is easy to tell, you're able to take him out first try. I mean, we just had better mobility and timing than he did. With another 2 points put into health, we go Press teeth. We get our ass kicked. And now let's move on to the Centipede Demon. Who normally I will just say, you know what, I'll just cheese him. But this time I actually want to try to fight him. Because I wanted to see if I can get his arm cut off. First run, not so much. I think we were close to one hitting him, and then we got killed. So in the second run, I decided to bolt over to where the 2 green Titanite shards are, to where as soon as you walk into the boss room, you bolt to the right. You're at that really big platform. I was able to cut his arm off, get the ring early, and end up taking him down on that run. And now for my least favorite part of this game. The Bed of Chaos. After we go to see it 2 more times, yada yada yada. We make our way to the Bed of Chaos, which honestly it should be called the Bed of Bullshit, but nonetheless. We take down the last Witch of Izalith guarding him, and then we go ahead and with 5 total deaths, this time, which is actually really pretty good, even though it should be none. That floor shouldn't be getting knocked down. We do end up taking him down with a lot of pleasure, as he almost tried to tie it with the lava spew. That ticked me off. Anyways, well, I guess it's a good thing we weren't using the Symbol of Avarice then to get extra souls. We were only using the Silver Serpent Ring, which, if I'm not mistaken, they don't stack. I'll have to look that up for next run. Moving on, we're going to go for more souls. And the better way to do this is the 4 Kings. A boss I don't think I've really worried about since my first run. And the no armor run. But with 19 Estus to boot and a plus 15 Zweihander, we should be fine, right? We drop in, we wait for the first king to spawn. We do almost 600 damage to him? Alright, that's good enough. So, we take each team down before the next one can spawn in. Meaning we have a second of breathing room in between each boss. We only need to use 2 S's too. Now with only Seath, the DLC, and Gwen left, I mean, we may as well go try Seath to at least clear base game before we do the DLC. Wait. He's staying still. Oh! Finally! The run. We gotta run where we can focus this tail. Oh, the Moonlight Greatsword. Oh, shit. We need 8 levels in intelligence before we can properly use it. I'm just glad that we finally have this thing on this run. So we switch to our Zweihander, and we go hit his gem, only to do almost 1,000 damage. Breathe, Omega. Breathe. We take the souls, we take the sword, and we get out of there. But not until, not before we end up grinding the remaining Titanite, Twinkling Titanite from these clams to get the giant armor to +5 all the way. I guess I'm gonna go do the DLC now. You know the drill. Kill the Hydra, free dust from the Golden Golem after quitting and reloading. Going to the Grand Archives to get the pendant from the Blue Golem. Going from the Inner Londo Bonfire. Quickest way to do it, in my opinion. And then we can grab my Manus to go into the DLC. Honestly, I was expecting a huge damage drop off when we got to the Sanctuary Guardian, and it took 5 hits to kill the Sanctuary Guardian. Is this what it's like to do a normal weapon run? The ONS run I'm wanting to do is going to be quite the show, isn't it? Anyways, well, it's time to go see our good boy Artorias. Which, approaching the boss gate, we do make sure to keep the shortcut, or to get the shortcut just in case we die here in the first attempt. Only for Artorias to actually kill us on the first 2 attempts. We come back on the 3rd, claiming victory with the Zweihander, and then we get his soul. Now we can do something with his soul, obtaining the Abyss Greatsword, which we can just get by upgrading any Greatsword class weapon to +10 to convert it. Which you can buy the Bastard Sword from Andre, which I didn't realize we could have done from the beginning. So if I'm not mistaken, it might have a lower stat requirement than the Zweihander. But moving on, With the Manus, we access to Manus and Calamite. We make our way towards Manus so we can get the crest key to talk to Go, so we can ground Calamite, but make sure not to homeward bone, but instead we proceed through the Ulasil township to and into the Ulasil dungeons to get the quick elevator access that takes us right outside of Artorias' boss arena to get to Manus. So that way we have that quick access to go do Calamite and Manus, where they are not that far away. So with that being said, we do go to see Calamite, and I believe he gets 2 kills on us. No, it was 1 kill, and while I wanted to grab the Obsidian Greatsword, I do not feel like we could have done it reasonably because the animations. There are 3 animations you could probably get him. When he hops up on his hind legs, sprays thunder. When he gets up on his hind legs, does the calamity, or when he does a tail slam. I could only get the calamity to happen once. But, anyways, we take him down on the second run, and I just did not want to go through the trouble that we did with the Moonlight Greatsword. And by Lord Gwyn, I'm going to use this thing. Now on to Manus. But first, Dragon Skill farming, because this thing uses Dragon Skills to level up. With 4 Humanity in the Golden Ring, it didn't take me that long. It took me like 4 runs to get the 20-some 4, 2, 2, 1, 1. It took me about 5, 6-ish runs of the dragons outside of the New Londo ruins. From the Blight Town back door. It took me like 6 runs to get the 10 scales. I just must have gotten lucky. Oh, now with this Moonlight Greatsword plus 5, we can make our way to Manus. And I did want to try to use this thing against him, only for his magic resistance to be majorly high, because this thing only has magic damage. But we did have Zweihander really close in the inventory, so we were able to switch to him mid-fight, and we were able to take Manus down on the first try. It just took a lot of healing because, yeah, I think I even still had the steel plate ring on. So either that or a different ring, but still, it might have been Chloranthy. But honestly, it was a fun fight. I will say that. Now, with the DOC done, we can make our way to Gwyn. And at the end of the run, also using one of my favorite weapon classes was nice. But the blocks along the way weren't really worth it. Seed's Tail Open is nice, but the pure magic damage and the slight magic defense boost can be good early game, but not late game. Like, if you're already at Seeds and you get this thing, unless you are a caster, a sorcery caster, because those scale with intelligence, I probably wouldn't use it. While it is a sorcery in Dark Souls 3, you could argue that for a sorcery only run, you could get it. But, no. Anyways, with that, it is now time to beat Dark Souls 1 with only Greatswords. Gwyn gets 2 good attempts on us before on the third one we come back. We decide to stop trying to go for the parries, and for some reason it just was not working. And we ended up taking him down once the game realized, hey, we weren't trying to hit the side of Gwyn, we were trying to hit on Gwyn. But with that, we extinguish the flame, plunging this world into darkness, letting those who need to rest. Oh, hey look, a new achievement. Well guys, if you did enjoy this video, drop a like, comment what kind of run I should do next, because I see a lot of you guys like these runs, and I would love to hear some of y'all's inputs on what kind of challenges you would love to see done in the future. But with that being said, wish you all a good one, and peace and chicken grease.